Do you have all of the Aristocrats furniture found? There are a lot of them hidden throughout the new Highlands area, and I'm going to cover where they're all at so that you can unlock them all, complete the set, and get the achievement. Okay, so first things first, we're going to cover some of the honorable mention ones. There are some available at the Amber Echo store, and there are some available tied to quests. I'm not going to go into detail on the quests right away. I'm going to cover the ones that are addressed by the Amber Echo store, and I'll mention the ones for the quests, but I'll do a separate video going in depth on those. For right now, we're going to start with the Amber Echo store. So we're here at the Amber Echo store, and there are some Aristocrats furniture here that was added during the latest patch. So if you go over here and go to recipes, you'll see Aristocrats bath, Aristocrats sink, Aristocrats wall mirror, throne, statuette, hand towel. These are the 6 recipes available from the Amber Echo store. This is the best place you could, I mean, this is the only place you can get them, so you might as well go ahead and unlock those. They're nice and easy. You don't have to hunt nothing down. They do cost Amber Echo though, and you don't get the item. You do have to craft it. The quests, however, do give you the item as well as the recipe. So let's cover those. So as I mentioned, I'm going to cover the quests really quickly. I'm not going to go into too much detail about them. The first one starts here by fishing in this little lake pond area inside the amphitheater. That when you fish enough, that gives you an entry number 2, which starts the quest. Once you get the quest, you have to fish up 3 more locations. One of those being the pond here as well for entry 35. You can go ahead and do that now before leaving. The next one you have to fish up over here at Amber Lake. And the last one you have to get from a pond near the beach, entry 30. That is right over here. Fish that up and you'll be complete. Return it to Binnie and he'll give you a piece of the Aristocrats Big Artwork and the Aristocrats Big Artwork recipe. The next one is called Beauty Hurts, and it starts up here in the amphitheater as well. There are little piles of sludge all around, and you up here at the top, once you interact with one, it'll start the quest, but up here at the top left-hand corner, the northwest corner of this pillar platform thing, is where the final one is. Once you interact with it, it'll complete the quest for you. You can turn it into Binnie, and that'll give you the Aristocrats Candelabra and the recipe for it. Nice and easy. The next one is called Stone Still Standing, and this is like the one that introduces you to Palia Stonehenge. This one is actually started way down here in this little inlet here that you can find if you follow this path. There's a candle along the little water edge there. When you pick it up, it'll start the quest. Then you have to go and light the candle at their Stonehenge at midnight. Stonehenge is located over here by the Standing Cliffs, right here in this little 6-dot circle. Once you light that at midnight, you'll complete the quest, return to Binnie, and you'll get the Aristocrats Chandelier and the Chandelier recipe. The next one's called First and Last. It actually starts here at the Hedge Maze. And if you start at the entrance, you'll see some papers laying on the ground. You have to search around the rest of the maze for the long remnants of the lost person who got lost in the maze. Once you find them all, you're going to return to Binnie again, and you'll get the Aristocrats Clock and the Aristocrats Clock recipe. The next one is called Cannon. This one is found inside this little building here. You may have to glide to it because it's kind of hard to get inside. But once you get inside, there's a journal inside that gives you the quest. Inside that quest, it tells you to basically guide you to water the different pedestals in the area. They're randomly scattered in this area. I'm not going to go into detail where they're at right now. I'll cover that in a separate video, but they're randomly scattered in this area. When you water all 4 of them, you get a reward from Binnie. Binnie gives you the Aristocrats Flower Vase and the Aristocrats Flower Vase recipe. The next one is called Fortuna Bound. It is up here near Fortuna Falls. Over in this area, there is a downed beehive. When you interact with it, you'll get the quest Fortuna Bound. This one requires you to find unsent letters that are shot down from the other beehives. So you just basically have to shoot down other beehives until you get the letters. Return that quest to Binnie, and you'll get the Aristocrats Mini Artwork and the Aristocrats Mini Artwork recipe. The next quest, if you haven't picked it up, you'll get it as soon as you start discovering the pieces that are hidden out in the wild. That is a quest called A Tale of Two Binnies. This is once you first interact with a piece, Binnie gives you this quest. This quest is to basically capture the king crabs by collecting shells until you find Binnie's actual crown. Once you collect the crown, return it to Binnie at the Royal Highlands. This gives you the Aristocrat Rug and the Aristocrat Rug recipe. The next quest is called Rigging the Game. If you come over here to the manor and you look underneath this little tree here, you'll see a little dirt pile you can interact with that gives you the loaded die. The loaded die starts this quest, and basically you return it to Binnie, and he will give you a quest to find the second one. The second one will mark you in a place to go find near Enfield Manor. Once you find that, you'll find near a tombstone, you'll find a second die. Once you locate that, you return to Binnie. Binnie will give you the Aristocrat Sconce and the Aristocrat Sconce recipe. The next one is the Ancient Adaptation. You got to collect the playbill from behind the stage at the Forme Amphitheater. Once you collect the playbill, it'll guide you to finding 5 actor masks, and there are different themes. It doesn't really matter which ones you get or how you get them. You just kill jackcats and you'll get them eventually. Once you get all 5 of them, you take them to Binnie, and again, he'll give you a reward, the Aristocrat's Vase and the Aristocrat's Vase recipe. The last quest that we're going to talk about is the Flame Wars. This quest is gotten only after you complete all the other ones I previously mentioned. Once you completed those and turned them in, talk to Binnie again. He may not have a marker over his head, but talk to him anyway. He'll give you the Flame Wars quest. This is to seek out the Flame Queen, which if you've been hunting some of those rare bugs out there, it's the rare butterfly. Once you find the Flame Queen, you have to pay them tribute by bringing them a cup of wisteria tea. You return back to Binnie, and you'll get the Phoenix Fire Dawnspur voucher, which unlocks the Phoenix Fire Dawnspur for you to raise in your barn, as well as the Aristocrat Screen and the Aristocrat Screen recipe. Next up is the Crab Wars quest. This one's super easy. Meet with Eloisa after your first trip to the Highlands, and she'll give you a quest to go explore the Crab Wars that have started on the beach. It's really easy. Talk to both of the people. You get a Crabyorn Snips replica, and you get the recipe and a copy of the Aristocrat's Canopy. Nice and easy. The next one is Bones of Stone. This one can be a little bit more complicated. You got to talk to Gina to start this one, and you got to find sketching areas around Fortuna Falls, around the Steps of Renova, around Embra's Folly, and around Mudan's Wall over here. The tricky one that I found was the Steps of Renova. It's actually on an elevated pillar instead of just on the ground somewhere. It's kind of harder to find. Once you complete all those, though, don't ignore that marker. Once you complete all those, though, you get the Aristocrat's medium art and the recipe for it as well. The next one's simple. It's Old Palian Remedies. This one starts from Shane as soon as you visited the Highlands once. He basically asks you for 5 ginger, 5 sweetleaf, 5 pixie berries, and 5 Dawnspur lilies. Turn them into him. Nice and simple. You'll get the Aristocrat's Bench and a copy of the recipe. So the next 2 actually have a location in the world where they start. The first one is Package for Esh, and it is right here at the central stables on this little table here. You'll pick up this package and you'll search around looking for the true owner. I'm not going to spoil it. I might do that in more detail when I go to my detailed explanation, but once you find the owner, you'll get the recipe from them for the Aristocrat's Fan. The last one is Clash of the Galder. This one is probably the most annoying out of all of them. This one, you start it here. There's like a little shelf here right outside the gates. And once you go on that cliff, you should see a little scrap of Galder and you pick it up. Now, you're going to have to find scraps of each of the type of flow. Pyro, Aero, Hydro, and Terra. Now, some of these are easier than others. The Pyro flow is the difficult one. That one has to come from a campfire backpack. So if you've already done your campfires for the day or you don't have any backpacks available for the day, you're out of luck. That's the only place to get that one. The Aeroflow scrap you find on this bridge up here, crossing over, just climb that, head up there, and you should see it fairly out in the open, fairly easy. The TerraFlow you get from mining any of the nodes in the area. Just mine everything and eventually it'll drop. And the hydro flow you get from unopened oysters from along the beach. So open a bunch of oysters and you'll get that one eventually. Nice and simple for all those. Go back, turn that one back into Echelon. He'll give you the Aristocrat's Chaise and the recipe for it as well. Okay, guys, so we're going to do the ones that you have to discover in the world in kind of a top-down map order. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to try to at least, cover the top area and then maybe the sides separately as best I can. But first one is over here at the manor grounds. You're going to come here in this bottom corner here, come up the stairs, come past the door on the left. Over here, you get the Aristocrat's bed. This bed costs 730 Amber Echo to unlock. Okay, guys, the next one is the Aristocrat's shelf. This shelf is over here between these two rocks you can see right here. It is down here at the bottom. If you look between these two big rocks over here, there's a little shelf hidden here in the rocks. This costs you 280 Amber Echo. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm kind of looking at these by coordinate and not really by location. So this one's actually back inside the manor. I missed these. These next four are in this little maze area. So I'm kind of going to show you how to get to them. And then, because they're kind of turned around in here, but there's four of them in this area. I'm going to show you how to get to all of them. The first one we're looking at is the Aristocrat's Secretary. This one's fairly easy. Enter the maze, take a left, and take the very next left in this corner here. This is the Aristocrat's Secretary, and it costs 470 Amber Echo. Okay, so the next one is the Aristocrat's Sofa. We're going to start here where we were, and we're just going to take a straight line on this wall. And back in this corner is the Aristocrat's Sofa. This dude will run you 650 Amber Echo to unlock. Okay, so the next one is the Aristocrat's Drink Cart. Again, we're starting at the sofa. We're going to head out this way, take a left. We're going to ride all the way down here and then stop at this little break point and take a right and go in this little cubby. This is the Aristocrat's Drink Cart. This costs you 350 Amber Echo to unlock. Okay, so the last one in this area is the Aristocrat's Armoire. We're going to start where this cart is. We're going to go back this way where the sofa was. We're going to go left here to go into the maze and keep going around this curve. And then there should be a turnoff to the right at the very end. And back here should be the Aristocrat's Armoire. The Aristocrat's Armoire is going to cost you 610 Amber Echo. Okay, so the next one is the Aristocrat's Birdcage. It's over here at the Kestra River. You go over here and take a right, and it is right here. This one costs you 430 Amber Echo. Okay, so the next one is over here in E3 near the top right-hand corner. There's a little outlet here on the other side of the water. So if you come over here to this little outlet over here by the waterfall, there is the Aristocrat's Bookshelf. This thing's going to run you 540 Amber Echo. The next one's the Aristocrat's Bureau. It is up here on this top part, not down on the bottom where we were earlier, but up here on the top part of the rock, like the little cliff face up here. You're going to come up here to these what look like a little ruin area. And inside here, you'll find the Aristocrat's Bureau, and it's going to cost you 410 Amber Echo to unlock. Okay, so the next one's the Aristocrat's End Table. This one's over here. You'll see it's like behind this little rocky thing next to the little crossroads here. This will unlock for 310 Amber Echo. The next one is the Aristocrat's Coffee Table. Obviously, this has got to be priority because it's coffee related. Anyway, it's up here in H3 behind this big mountainy cliff here. There's some ruiny things here. On the right-hand side of this big dude, you'll see the coffee table right here. This costs 340 Amber Echo to unlock. Okay, so we're starting to head down south. The next one's right in the middle. It's a little tricky because it says it's in G5 location-wise, but your entrance is here in G4 right here. There's a pipe that enters into this cave. So this is the Aristocrat's Floor Mirror, and it's going to run you 410 Amber Echo. Okay, so the next one is the Aristocrat's Table. The entrance starts here, and then the actual table is further in. So you're going to start here, and you're going to see these ruins. There's like a little hole in the wall over here. You're going to head back all the way back to the very back. And in the back is the Aristocrat's table. This will run you 620 Amber Echo. The next one's kind of hidden over here. It's the Aristocrat's Vanity Stool. This is one of the last ones I got. It's actually, you have to come over here and go in this little hidden area of trees next to Mudan's wall. And it's right here up against the back of this wall area between these two trees. That is the Aristocrat's Vanity Stool, and that costs you 290 Amber Echo. Okay, so this is the last one for this area here. This one is in C8 right here, down here. It is the actual, like, vanity desk thing, and it is right here. You can see I'm at the very top. It's right here behind this ruin thing. Right here, this little thing right here. This will cost you 390 Amber Echo to unlock. On to the next one. Okay, so the next one is the dining chair. The Aristocrat's dining chair, and this one's a little harder to get to. It's not super hard, but you want to start where I'm at here. You can see I'm actually on top of this pillar thing. So if you come over here and get on top of this little pillar, west of Ember's Folly, the actual piece is over there. You can kind of see it right above my head in the distance. It's across the river, but there's very limited ways to get to it. So unless you want to climb that side or that side, this is about the best option you have. You can just jump here and glide all the way down here. And you can see right here, there it is. This is the dining chair, and it's going to cost you 370 Amber Echo. Okay, so the next one is actually the Aristocrat's floor lamp. This one costs you 360 Amber Echo, and this is one of the last ones I found. If you come over here to Ember's Folly, you'll see this fallen like pillar thing right here. And it's actually right behind it on this little shelf, kind of nice and hidden. Again, this will cost you 360 Amber Echo, and we only have 2 more to go. Okay, the next one is another one that I didn't get to the very end. This is the Aristocrat's Armchair. This one is actually on the top of the standing cliffs behind the quest building. So it's actually behind there. If you haven't been back there, that's where it's hiding. It's over here. This is the quest building that you were at. If you go around behind it on this little area here, you'll see the Aristocrat's Armchair right there. This one's going to cost you 440 Amber Echo. Okay, the last one is the Aristocrat's Cabinet. And it's actually up here next to this little bridge here, but just north of it, drop off to the side. This is the Aristocrat's Cabinet, and this should cost you 570 Amber Echo. Okay, so that's all of the locations for the Aristocrat's furniture. I don't believe I missed any. If I did, please let me know. I haven't used all of them, but I do want to kind of showcase what they look like. I did create a room based on these. So over here you have my Aristocrat's bedroom. It does have some additional pieces like the golden egg, the stuff on the shelf here, the music box, the little plate there. But this is kind of like my little Aristocrat's bedroom design. I like the gold with the blue walls. It kind of matches the gold with the blue of the actual design itself. And you can see a lot of the pieces are here. This is the Aristocrat's jukebox that you can buy. Actually, it's a Highland jukebox. And I didn't use the Aristocrat's flooring and wallpaper because I didn't have it at the time. I might explore that later. But for now, that's a nice little, look at the Aristocrat's set. I think it's pretty cool. I really do like it. I think it makes a good little bedroom set, but you could use it for other stuff as well if you want like a fancy dining room or something. I really wanted a fancy bedroom, and then I'm going to decorate my kitchen and other stuff in different styles. But that is all of the locations for you. That should complete this quest for the Aristocrat's Royal Visionary. If I missed one, please let me know, because I believe I got them all. This is not every piece of the set, because as I mentioned before, there are ones for sale at the Amber Echo store, and there are 5 new ones tied to quests for this latest patch that are not accounted for in this set. So if you haven't got those, make sure you go get those as well. I'll be covering some of those quests in in future videos, and kind of just covering them beginning to end. Because some of them are a little challenging. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You get your achievement here. You get your nice decor to craft and put down in your house. This video did take me a minute to record. If you can't tell, I'm wearing a different shirt in the second section than I was wearing in the first one. So normally I do like to try to get prepared and try to record in one session, but time has been kind of a luxury, and this one was kind of the Royal Highlands is so expansive that it took me a little bit more. It took me a couple sessions to get everything recorded, so hopefully I didn't miss anything. But yeah. If you guys do appreciate the work I put into this and this helps you, please drop a like and a subscribe. That helps a super lot. Helps get this video out to other people who may need it. If you have any questions or other ideas for videos, please drop them down in the comments below. Like I said before, if I missed anything, please also drop that down in the comments before. I would love to make sure I pin that as a comment or something so that way you guys can see it. I don't believe I did, but I'm going to cover everything else in more detail in the future videos, but that's it for now. Hopefully this helped you guys. Hopefully you guys have an amazing day and an even better cup of coffee. I've been Gamer Joe Coffee, and I will see you guys next time.
Thank you to all my YouTube members for your amazing support. It truly means the world and helps us keep this channel going. I really do appreciate it.